The most groundbreaking ideas don't come from a desire to impress others or follow trends. They emerge from necessity. When we truly need something, we experience the problem in a way that no one else does. We see its limitations, its pain points, and its opportunities for improvement. This deep understanding gives us an advantage over those who might simply be looking at the problem from the outside. Think about some of the most successful products and businesses in the world. They were created in boardrooms by people trying to predict the next big thing. They were built by people who were solving their own problems. Take Airbnb, for example. It wasn't the brainchild of the hospitality industry's top executives. It was created by two guys who couldn't afford their rent. They saw that hotels were expensive and that people had extra space in their homes, and they connected the two. It wasn't about trying to change the world at first. It was about fixing a personal problem. The same principle applies across industries. Spanx was created by Sarah Blakely because she couldn't find the right undergarment to wear under white pants. WhatsApp started because two engineers wanted a way to communicate with family and friends overseas without paying for expensive international calls. These products weren't just ideas, they were necessities for their creators. When something is missing in your life, you understand it at a level that no one else does. You can see the problem from the inside out. This gives you an unmatched ability to design a solution that truly works. Because you're not guessing, you're solving. Think about your own life. What frustrates you? What do you wish was easier? What do you constantly find yourself saying, I wish someone would invent that? Those frustrations aren't just annoyances, they're opportunities. They're signals that something needs to be built. Instead of hoping that someone else will do it, recognize that your frustration might be the starting point for something incredible. Many people assume that successful entrepreneurs or innovators had some kind of special insight that others didn't. The truth is, their insight came from experiencing the problem firsthand. They didn't just complain about it, they acted on it. And that's what separates those who create from those who wait. We all have ideas. We all have moments where we think this would be amazing if it existed. But for most people, that's where it stops. They think about it, they get excited for a moment, and then they let it fade. Why? Because they convince themselves they aren't qualified, they don't have the time, or someone else will do it better. But let's break that belief down. No one starts as an expert. No one is ready when they begin. Every single innovator, every single entrepreneur, every single creator started in the same place, with no experience, no certainty, and no clear path forward. What separates those who make an impact from those who don't is not knowledge, it's action. If you need something and you know it doesn't exist in the way you need it, the first step is to acknowledge that you are capable of making it. You don't have to build the final version overnight. You don't have to quit your job or secure millions in funding. You just have to start. The first step might be as simple as writing down your idea in detail. It might be sketching a rough design. It might be asking someone you trust, what do you think of this? The key is to move it from your head into the real world, even in the smallest way. Because the moment you do that, it becomes real. One of the biggest myths about innovation is that you need to have everything figured out before you begin. The reality is, most people start without knowing where it will lead. When the founders of Instagram launched their first app, it wasn't even called Instagram, it was a different idea entirely, and only later evolved into what we know today. They started, they experimented, and they adapted. The same applies to you. If you have an idea, act on it, even if it's messy, even if you're unsure. Because clarity doesn't come before action, it comes through action. You learn by doing. You adjust as you go. Another myth is that you need massive resources to start. That's simply not true. The most successful products often start in the simplest ways. The first version of Apple was built in a garage. Facebook started as a small website for college students. These weren't massive, polished operations from day one. They were small beginnings that grew because the creators kept taking the next step. Your idea doesn't have to be perfect to be worth pursuing. It just has to be needed. And if you need it, chances are someone else does too. The only difference between something existing and something remaining just an idea is whether or not someone takes action. So what's stopping you? The world isn't changed by those who wait for the perfect moment. It's changed by those who start even when they don't have all the answers. If there's something you need, if there's something missing in your life, don't wait. Build it, make it. Take the first step today.